ברשות כבוד הרבנים, ראש ישיבה, הרב אפרים, all the רבנים here. Baruch Hashem, as we know, we now, after Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, we start a new year. And for New Year, you can start anew. Because Hashem gave you the opportunity of every time there is a new. There is every week new day. Yes, there was new Chodesh, new month. Because new make you higher. And every week there is a parasha. And every parasha teaches us something for our life, how to behave. Because even the Torah looks like, Chumash Bereshit looks like a book of stories. Everybody likes Chumash, oh, I love Bereshit, there's the stories there, Avraham Avinu, Yitzchak. But it's not stories, it's actually stories, but the stories teach us how to behave. We need to know, we need to take for ourselves, for any parasha, something for our actual life, how to behave in the life. So what we can learn from Parashat Noach? Lot of things. I want to speak of one of them. There is a book called Lev Eliyahu. It's written by Rabbi Eliyahu Lipian. He was the big Mashgiach in Eretz Israel, and he came from Europe. He was big Maggid, big Darshan. And he says a story. The story speaks about, there was in his town, I speak about 150 years ago, something like that, there was a hospital. And the doctor realized that a lot of people come to that place, instead to be healthy, they become sick more than was before. So I understand there is a problem there. They want to check what the problem. So the higher Department of Health came there, all the higher professors came there, and started to check. And the conclusion was that the problem is the walls, a lot of disease, the walls, the beds, because so long time there was sick people there, and even the people will come healthy, but they left there so diseases. Everybody come there, he affects on that. So what is the solution? The solution only to destroy completely the hospital, to burn the beds, the walls, all the utensils, all things to make completely new. Because if something we left from the old hospital can cause again all the problems back. So this they would do. They took out all the people from there and simply destroy all the building and burn all the beds, all the sheets, all the things, and all brand new. So he said this story happened. And this reminds us Parashat Noach. What Hashem do to the world? Hashem completely destroyed the world, completely. He didn't left. He take only Noach and his kids, put in some place called Tevat Noach, and that's all, no more. So this is what happened that time. So the question coming, what about the kids? Why Hashem didn't leave the kids? What about the animals? Even the animals died. Only special animals. Why? Because the disease of that time, of the Yetzer Hara, was so hard, even the animals were affected with that. What the question? Why the animal, was the donkey and the monkey and the horse connect to the sin of people? So we see that even the world changed, not only the human being becomes spoiled, even the animals become spoiled, because the environment was bad. The environment was so hard, so it affected the animals. What we learn for that? We learn for that something important for our life. We learn for that everybody affects from the others. You can't be alone. You're in community, you affect from the community. You're in place, you affect the place. And this is important for our life, we, Baruch Hashem, your kids, we need to know that it's not you alone. You are in a school, you're in family, you're in community. Everything affects you. So you need to know, to check, we have friends. Don't be friends with everybody. You need to ask your parent, the rabbi, is that good boy to make friendly with him? Because sometimes only one boy, bad boy, can spoil everybody. And because of that, everybody needs to know, you're responsible for every kid, to know who to be friendly with whom. Where place to learn. Baruch Hashem, you have the reward to learn this so holy place here in Yartzeit, to learn Torah by so big rabbis that give you all the life for you, to raise you on Torah and Yirat Shamayim. And this is the environment of the school, affect you to be continuing that way in your life. Because now is your life, Baruch Hashem, you're raising now in good place, and you need to absorb it also in your heart. As we know, tonight is one of the big Yartzeit of Gdolei Israel, Ovadia Yosef Alav Shalom, Zchuto Yagen Aleinu. As we know, Ovadia Yosef, he was one of the, who knows, if the most big rabbi, Sephardi rabbi in our generation. And he was, you can't believe it, what he do in his life. To speak about him, you can't finish, because he was everything. But I want to speak a few points. I tell you a story. One person was traveling in the bus in Israel, and he was sitting next to one rabbi, old rabbi. So start to talk. He told a problem, there is kids that don't follow the way, and he to take care about them. So tell him, he told, look, you look at me like I'm a rabbi. He was a rabbi with long beard, with long, like a rabbi dressing. He told him, I am Dayan in the bedding, Dayan bedding. And almost like a jar, I am going to retire. But don't look at me like that. When I was young, I wasn't like that completely. I want to tell you my life story. My parents was Holocaust survivor. They came to Israel. They was broken from all what happened in Europe. I born there, but they didn't have patience to raise kids. So I live in the street. And I was living in the neighborhood in Yerushalayim, someplace. I don't keep Torah, no mitzvot, nothing. But not only that, I was big balagan. I go in the street, I play around all the time. And we have a football area to play next to shul in Yerushalayim. And the most time we playing was Shabbat. And sometimes we beat the ball run to the shul, so we go take it up. One day, we playing I take the ball, I beat it hard, and one rabbi came from the shul out, and his hat, the ball came to his hat, and we start to laugh, for a nice joke. And the hat fell down, and he had to run after the hat. So the rabbi, he picked it up and come to us. So I was very big chutzpan. I tell him, Rabbi, you want to play with us? So the rabbi say, no, but I want you, if you want to come to me in my house. You hungry maybe? So I told him, okay, I'm hungry. Okay, come to me, I give you food. I said, why not? The rabbi give food free, I go with him. So I went to his house. He made kiddush. It was Shabbat, yes? He gave me a food. He asked, you want more? Yes. So I eat for 2-3 people. I think afterward I realized I eat is all the family food. Anyway, I finished to eat. It was kids. He asked, you want what? You tired? Yes, I'm tired. I went to, okay. He gave me a bed to rest. I slept till Motzei Shabbat. Motzei Shabbat, I wake up. He didn't tell me nothing. He asked me, what do you want to do now? So I told him, Rabbi, I want to go to a movie show. Rabbi, movie? Yes. So he asked me, how much cost the money? I told him. He said, okay, no problem, take. He gave me money, I went to the movie. I told him, before I went, if you want to come tomorrow to eat, you can come. So I told myself, why not? He's give me money, give me food, I can do whatever I want. He don't tell me nothing, I do. So almost I go into him every 2-3 days. I go into him. He give me money what I need. He give me food, and that's all. He don't spoke me nothing. After 1-2 weeks, I feel bad. So one day he told me he want to learn how to bless food. I say okay. And after a few months, I start to keep Shabbat, to eat kosher. And he sent me to yeshiva. And I become Dayan. Now I be retired. I become Talmid Chacham and all my family. He came to us, all my children's wedding, my grandchildren was the Sandak. So this story happened with Ovadia Yosef. So he didn't tell him, who's the rabbi? The rabbi was Ovadia Yosef. And I realized it's not me only. There was a few kids like that. He picked up from the street and took it in his house. He had 12 kids himself. Himself had 12 kids. But anyway, and he was not rich man. He was very poor that time. Because that time he was not so famous. He was a rabbi, not famous. So we see the heart of Ovadia. He wasn't thinking not in himself. And the point is that he didn't make for himself only. There's a rabbi learning the shul, give classes, write books. Any minute he was spending for learning. But on the other hand, he didn't forget the other people. I was in Eretz Israel, I have the zchut. When he passed away, I was in America, but after the 30 days, I was in Israel. And the rabbi speak about him. And the one rabbi says, in the Levaya, when he passed away, there was between 700,000 people to 1 million people. It's two opinions. But don't let the meaning it's huge Levaya. It never happened in Israel, so big Levaya. Everybody came. So the rabbi asked, what the reward of Ovadia that he has so much people in the Levaya? Because there is a lot of big rabbis, but such him, nobody was. So the rabbi say, you know why? Because Ovadia Yosef, he has two kind of life. One kind of Talmid Chacham, teaching Torah, every yeshivot, he write books, he have 52 books, and big books. Till today they didn't finish. You want to learn his books, you need 100 years, to learn what's written in the books. On the other hand, he was going to the people. He was giving classes. He was going to places, 10 people, 50, doesn't matter. He go to spread the Torah in Israel. He was taking about it. The rabbi that the Shamash was helping, so he told them that every morning after Shachrit, some people come to ask to question or to tell story. So he said he took only 10 people a day. Because he told them that after he finished to get the people, he couldn't start learning about 25 minutes, half an hour. Why? He feels so bad the story he heard. People told him stories. And he was crying for other people. He said he was so feel bad for that people that came to him with their life stories. He couldn't learn. This is the heart of Ovadia Yosef. So you have a good heart for Rabbi. On the other hand, a lot of people know one side of his life. He was huge Talmid Chacham. He was memory, unbelievable memory. Somebody come, Rabbi, how can buy memory? He said, memory, it's not buying. Memory is learning. You learn something. If you want to remember, repeat and repeat. It's very big important in our life to repeat what we're learning. Because this is the way to remember. And if you repeat in loud voice, you heard yourself, is higher than that. That you remember what you're learning. To repeat and repeat, this is the way to remember. And this is the example that Baruch Hashem, his zchut is very big for us, for Am Yisrael, that we have such a rabbi like Ovadia Yosef alav shalom. And so I say, what can I learn for that? His was big, what about me? I want to know what I can do to be like him, or similar to him. So we see one point to think about the other. Second thing, to think about the other. The third thing, simply to sit and learn. Sit and learn. And repeat what you're learning, to be serious in learning. I know, Ovadia Yosef, when he was kids in your age, he never went to the recess. He was sitting, in the time the recess, all the kids was playing, he was sitting, repeating what the class is learning. So this was his way of life. But we need to know that the way to raise in Torah and Yirat Shamayim is simply, you learn the same book you learn. The Gemara that you learn, he's something learn. You didn't learn Kabbalah, or learn the Gemara you have. What Gemara you're learning, you learn the same thing. See the class, there was a rabbi, teaches. And from that he become so big rabbi. It's not secret, it's simply. How to raise the Torah is to learn, pashut, to learn. You learn the class, repeat what you're learning, and again repeat, you know it good, you continue, and this is the way to raise. And Baruch Hashem, as we started before, Baruch Hashem, you have now the opportunity, Hashem gave you the reward to come to school like here, that teaches Torah, and give you all the life for you. And not every kids in America have so that's reward to learn in place of Torah. Unfortunately, as you know, there is a lot of public school in Queens and Jewish people there, and they didn't have the schut, the reward to be learning in such a place. You lucky that Hashem gave you to be here, because it's the goal that you can give in life to learn in place of Torah Shamayim, and you have the roots to raise in the Torah, like and to be like Dolei Israel. So I want to bless you, Bezat Hashem. The rabbis, Baruch Hashem bless him, that they have success in the teaching and the continuation of learning. And you, Bezat Hashem, Hashem help you to raise in Torah and Yirat Shamayim. And Bezat Hashem, in a few years, you yourself will be the rabbis and teach each other. Bezat Hashem. You will be the rabbi that teach and continue the Torah forever until the Mashiach come, b'meira b'yameinu amen.